Hi, welcome to Korero Solutions YouTube channel. Today I want to talk to you about active listening. What does it actually look like? What are the perceptions out there? Why is it that some individuals come out of a meeting and the first thing that they say is, I don't feel like they've heard anything that I had to say. Yet when you go in and you talk to the manager or the director, they say, I did everything I was supposed to. I did everything according to the book. And yet the employee walks out of here after 1, 2, 3 hours and they say, I don't feel like I've been heard. So what pieces are missing out of the active listening where we feel we're actively listening and we're not? So I'll let you know what is the employee looking for and what are some signs that you're actually active listening or signs that maybe you're just putting in time. So we're going to go through 3 different steps here. The first one we're going to go through is, what are the different aspects of active listening? What makes it so that the employee really feels that you've heard what they had to say? So the first thing is to identify the emotion that the employee's coming in saying. So if they're coming in and you see that they're upset, they're frustrated, that they're dealing with something that's really stressing them out, identify that with the employee. Just say, hey, John, looks like that you're really frustrated about something today. Let's sit down and have the conversation. Just by identifying the emotion starts to de-escalate where the employee is going with that. The second part of the conversation is, instead of just nodding your head and saying, yeah, if you're writing down notes, as soon as you write down something somebody says, they immediately get that sense that what they've had to say you take important enough to actually write it down. So if you write it down, but then the second part of it is, instead of interrupting them and saying, okay, can I clarify this with you? When they're done speaking, you can summarize back what you heard them say, and what you've been writing down are the important notes that you feel you've heard them say to you. So if I was listening to an employee and I said, okay, Susan, it sounds like what's important to you is that you're getting this information on time so that you can assimilate your report so that you can meet your deadline that you're asking for. Now, the challenge that you're experiencing is that the accounting department isn't giving you your reports on time, which makes it so that when you do get them, you're working late, which is impacting your family, and as such, making it really tight for you to meet your deadlines. Is that correct? And your employee will say, yep, you've nailed it. Or, well, that plus there's some other aspects that are impacting it at the same time. Again, you reaffirm back to them that you've heard what the additional notes are that they wanted to bring up to you. So it's important you identify the emotion and then you rephrase back what you've heard them say that's important to them, and then get their affirmation that, yes, that's exactly what I wanted to say. So you've got the 2 aspects of the conversation to ensure that you're listening to what the employee's saying. Now, before I go on to what can you do as a manager to ensure that your body, your tone, and what you're doing on the other side is reaffirming to them that you are listening to what they have to say. So before we go to the last tip, I'd like you to click below, like and subscribe to our channel, because there's lots more to come. I'll give you a minute to go do that. Okay, now that you've all liked and subscribed, here we go. The step number 3. So what can the manager do to ensure that the employee is getting the impression that they are actively listening? So a couple things you can do is make sure your computer, your cell phone, all of your electronics are silenced so that they're not disrupting you with their noises, pings, bings, whatever. The second part is, don't keep looking at them. Don't glance over, turn your phone back, or at your computer screen, that will tell the employee that you're obviously more engaged with what's going on with your computer or your cell phone than with what they have to say in front of you. Today's what we're dealing with is on Zoom. You can also see those same body languages when somebody's looking over here and you see their arms are in this certain position. Sometimes you can even hear the tapping of the keyboard, or they're looking, sideways at their cell phone. We're still getting the same hint that you're not engaged in the conversation with us. If you lean in, and you're turning, one side of your head, we all have a dominant ear. So if you're looking to really hear what the employee has to say and you lean forward and you're engaging with them, that also indicates to the employee that what they have to say is important and you're willing to sit there and listen. Make sure that you're giving some verbal cues. So whether you're nodding your head or you're saying, okay, I get that, or you're writing and they can see what you're actually writing. You're not writing a note to someone else or what you need to stop and get for groceries later. You're actually writing down things that they're saying. So in the end, when you summarize that back to them and you're reading off your list, that's another indication to them that you're truly an active listener. You're concerned with what they're bringing to you in your office today. And so you want to take a look forward as to what can happen going forward in the future. So again, I'd like to say, leave us your comments below. Let us know what you're thinking, any questions you have, and we will keep sharing our videos and our knowledge on managing people and creating dynamic leadership. Thanks for joining us today. See you soon.